What's good, boys? Just finished the second work block of the day. Was gonna hit a gym workout, but I first want to share with you guys insights on why some people make so much more progress given the same period of time than others. Now, the human instinct and the human condition would be to blame, oh, they're smarter than me, okay? They're more blessed and everybody's different, so of course everybody has a different foundation, but this is one thing that people miss out on, okay? And blaming a different factor is way easier than accepting the fault that you have in yourself and working on it. And that kind of touches the point of the video. I want to recite you guys a quote by the Greek philosopher Epictetus, who lived in the 2nd century, I believe, that goes, if you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. Many people choose the feeling of instant gratification in a way. They choose the feeling of instant gratification, feeling like they're smart enough to understand something, over taking the short humiliation and accepting that they might not be smart enough or they might not have enough knowledge, okay? An example of this is, in high school, I had a friend, I'll call him a friend for now. Let's call him Pedro, who, he was a pretty smart person. I'm not gonna joke about that. But something I have observed, a quality of his that I observed all the time, every day, is he would never, ever, whether it was consciously or subconsciously, accept a fault of his. We would sit in class, he would make a mistake in math, for example, let's say, and his first reaction would always be to blame different circumstances. He would be like, I calculated this, but it was because the two formulae were written too close together, so I mixed them up. Okay? What he's doing, you might not understand if you don't think about this or observe, but is he would blame a circumstance that would happen and that's not his fault. Or he would be like, yeah, that would usually be, my theory would usually be correct, but in this case it's that, so it isn't. Many people try to dodge that because it's very humiliating to, especially if you have a fragile or big ego, it's very humiliating to kind of, instead of dodging the fault, to take it head on and be like, dude, it's my fault. But that's where growth is at. Growth is always, and I repeat this over and over again in my videos, but on average, it takes you 66 times of repetitive hearing of something for it to actually stick with you. So I will keep repeating it. Sorry, not sorry. That's where the pain is at. You grow at a period of time when you let go of your feelings, first of all, and just embrace what's hard, okay? There's a reason things are hard in the first place. Many self-improvement YouTubers are like, this is how to stop feeling bad, how to stop hardship. They want to rely on feelings too much. They want to stop what's hard, okay? What I would tell you to do, in contrary, is to run and dive headfirst into what's difficult. I don't know why it got so bright all of a sudden. But be the person who first thinks of himself as the person to blame. I promise you, that will benefit you in every single area of your life. You didn't get a bad grade, okay? Maybe it's because you didn't get enough sleep that day or the night before. Maybe it's because the neighbors were too loud. That I understand. But if you had repeated the math questions enough, on a point where you didn't have to think as hard enough and it was in your memory, you would have passed. Okay? Maybe if you thought about it better and you used earplugs, what I'm trying to get here is you can always reflect it back on yourself and blame yourself. And guess what? That's going to help you prepare better next time. Accepting your fault and accepting that it might be your fault that, for example, my videos, right? It didn't get enough views today or last week or whatever. Now it's easy for me to go, the YouTube algorithm is bad. I'm getting 30, 40 views and, it's kind of going bad now. I only got 400 subscribers after a whole year of uploading. But what I wouldn't reflect back on is maybe I didn't provide enough knowledge. Maybe I didn't help my clients or my viewers watching my videos enough, okay? Maybe I can improve myself more so that the videos are actual gems for people to not miss out on. Stop putting your ego in the way. You can either choose your ego or to grow. These two things are both at the end of the stick, and they do not meet together. You cannot choose a mixture of these two, because if you try to choose a mixture, nothing's going to be existent in the middle, and you're going to completely shatter away with no direction and no structure. Okay, this is literally free insight that I'm giving you. This YouTube video is free, but most people are still going to look at it, be like, yeah, they're going to mentally masturbate on the video, thinking they learned, being like, dude, I was so productive watching this video, but they will not implement. Okay, 1% of people who come across this video are going to have the patience to watch it, and another 1% of the 1% is going to have the persistent and the characteristics of implementing the advice that I give. Now that 1% is going to turn out to be a monster, okay? There's no doubt about it. Not even just because of my videos, but also because if they apply, how you do anything is how you do everything. If you treat my videos correctly and you apply the knowledge that I give you properly, that more likely than not also means that you apply other knowledge correctly, which elevates your life as a whole, right? Dude, by the way, it's probably the 6th time that I'm recording this video again, because I wanted to bring the point across correctly. So if you're learning, and when you're putting in the work to learn, all you're doing is you're highlighting to yourself how much you don't know, because that's what learning is. It means getting to know something you didn't know before. And that is humiliating, okay? It's humiliating to look at something and be like, dude, I don't know that. I have no idea how that understands. It puts you in an inferior position, but that's where growth is at. Attacking that inferior position until it becomes almost engraved in your mind is what makes you grow. That's what progress is. That's what learning is. And at the same time, it's going to hurt your ego, because there's close to infinite things that humans don't know and humans will never understand, especially in this lifetime, right? And how stupid and selfish would it be to choose your ego and the way it makes you feel over helping your family, improving your relationships, improving your business so you can provide better for your family, just because you want to feel like you know better than other people? Like, how stupid is that? Especially smart people have an ego, right? So you're smart enough to know a lot, but you're not smart enough to understand that your smartness is hurting you in the long term. That's why I tell many people, you do not have to understand what I'm saying to apply it and help your life, because you might not be in a perspective high enough to see the consequences of the advice that I'm giving you. If a multimillionaire gives me advice and says, Demir, you need to do this habit, and I'm like, oh, well, I don't see why that's important, so I'm not going to do it. That's the dumbest thing I can do, because the point is not me understanding everything. The point is me applying it so I get to a point where I understand. Understanding doesn't always come before action. Sometimes it leads after action, okay? And that's why people never change their principles, because they always wait to understand everything. I used to do that. I used to be a very big victim of this mentality, this wrong mindset. I used to be like, that was back in the beginning of my self-improvement journey when I had kind of fallen off. I was thinking, Demir, you know what? You can just kind of take a break and read books a lot on self-improvement, so you completely understand the point of motivation and you completely understand how to do it before you put in the work. And the me right now thinking back is like, dude, that's so fucking stupid. That puts you back probably a year and a half. Probably one and a half years wasted because of that. Alex Hormozi has a quote that goes, the answers that you're looking for is in the work that you're avoiding. And it's easy to hear this quote and be like, dude, that's a cool quote. Like, yeah, that's pretty cool. I'll keep that in my memory. But it's so much deeper than that, because you will never regret doing the work that you're doing. It will always grant you a newer, better perspective. If you want to record videos like I do and share with people the perspectives that you get, a free tip that I can give you is do the work. If you don't get enough ideas and you're like, dude, I don't know how to upload a video. Like, there's not enough topics. Like, how can I come up with something new? Is by doing more work. Work breeds thoughts that are productive. That's the way life is. You have to sometimes stop your dumb, spoiled expectations and put in the work until it comes. You know what I mean? Many people, I have a mentor that I spent 1,000 euros on, and he taught me, and the reason I'm highlighting how much money I spent on it is that people, so you guys don't think, oh, it's just a quote that he got off the internet again. It's because my mentor told me, the moment you stop obsessing over the outcome, for example, I wanted to retire my parents like many people do, right? The moment I stop obsessing over that and start focusing on the inputs that I can have, the value that I can provide to people, the systems I can build so to help people's lives, is the moment I will achieve that way quick. Like I will achieve that 10 times sooner than I will think, okay? And guess what? The paradox is I will not be as happy when I achieve it because my focus is going to be on the value that I provide to you guys. I'm building out systems, it's not a new app, but I'm building out new systems for you guys so you can not only achieve your goals better, but be more structured in achieving them, which saves you more time and elevates your productivity. Now, instead of doing this, I could focus on, oh, dude, I just want more clients. I just want more money, and how can I get them to invest in me better? But that's not going to, in the long term, if you look at it from a third person perspective in an objective way, you will understand that's not really helping me get to my goals better at all. That's the paradox. If you want to get the outcome as soon as possible, then completely ignore the outcome and if only focus on what you put in. What you put in will always result in the outcome. Dude, this is going to be such a gem that I give to you guys for free. If you're not sure about what you're doing, if what you're doing is correct, and you're not sure about, let me adjust my camera. If you're not sure about if the input that you're putting in, the energy that you're putting into work or school or whatever it is going to be worth it, I promise you it is, because the way the universe works, which won't be mentioned to you again by anybody else, because I've never ever heard anybody else say it, is any gram or unit of energy that you put in your business, whether it's an extra hour of working when you're tired, whether it's an extra day that you didn't take off, that you delayed your thing, or whether it's an extra day that you chose to put in the effort. If you're like, dude, I hope it's going to be worth it in the end. I hope the efforts, the energy that I put in is going to be fine. I promise you it will be. So let me take you guys to the side. I promise you that the time and energy that you put in, even if you think it's not going to be worth it in the long enough time. By the way, here's my goals. The 90-day goals. Just randomly felt like mentioning. If you guys think it's not going to be worth it, I promise you it will, because the way the universe works is energy cannot be destroyed or created. That's the law of physics. And the same thing applies with self-improvement. Let's say I spent countless hours building out my app, my systems to help you guys achieve your goals better. And at the end of the day, I didn't get a client. What I still have as an end result is regret. So the energy that I invested into my business turns out to be the outcome of regret. So I still get the energy back. It just comes back in the form of negative energy. The only way what you're doing is not going to be worth it is if you stop halfway. And I promise you, any part of effort that you put in your business and the thing that you want to achieve is going to be worth it in the end, no matter how unsure you are. The only way the energy that you put in is going to convert into negative energy is through regrets if you stop halfway. You might work on a system that you're not sure is going to work out, but the truth is, and you have to just trust me on that, like I said, you don't have to understand my perspective, you just have to trust me, is it will pay out. Okay? This is how physics works, this is how life works. I understand you guys might be a bit confused, might think, dude, this guy hasn't completely explained it that well, but the last message that I want to leave you guys with is just do it anyway. Do what you know you're supposed to do so you can get the outcome that you want in literally no time. But you have to be willing to detach yourself from the materialistic goals. It's not easy, but I believe in you guys.